All right. Here we are, game one for Group K. This is going to be the Play L2 set between MichaelPick playing as the Romans here in the green and gurudeburdel here in the pink playing as the Way. So again, in case you're new to this, this is going to be a Play L2, so just 2 games. They're going to play both, and they're going to contribute towards point system based on point system to place them in the actual tournament bracket once that begins. So right now we're in the group stage, and this is going to be Group K between these 2 players. Super excited to watch this game, watch this set. These guys just played these games. We had a little bit of an issue with live casting, but they just finished up, and so we're now going to go back and review their games. So MichaelPick playing as the Romans here. This is a really good all-around civ. They have a very strong economy, faster gather, build, and repair for villagers. They have potential for a really cool drush or a man-at-arms rush as their infantry armor effects are upgraded, doubled. But something we see more typically from these guys are knights, infantry, and then obviously the scorpions get heavily discounted. So scorpions are really strong from the Romans. They don't cost nearly as much gold. So the Roman scorpions are very strong. And then on top of that, once you get into late game, the Castle Age unique tech for this civ is ballistas, which gives the scorpions faster attack, which makes them even more strong. So something that's interesting about this actually, so the ballistics is a tech you get from the university, and it allows your units to fire accurately. Ranged units fire more accurately at moving targets. So this, for forever, I think, but for a very long time, if not forever, did not affect scorpions. And so it affected skirmishers, archers, cav archers, etc., but it didn't affect scorpions. But when the Romans came out, they actually made they actually made ballistics affect just the Roman. Wait, am I remembering this wrong? I think it's either they made the ballistics tech affect just Roman scorpions, or the Roman scorpions just got ballistics, or maybe got ballistics from ballistas. It is a similar name. I can't remember now. It's one of the two. The point is, at that stage in the game, Roman scorpions were the only scorpions in the game to benefit from ballistics, one or the other. And so they were really busted because no other scorpions could do that. The Roman scorpions were like way, 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 way better than other civ scorpions. And then they made the change recently in the past year or so, I think, that ballistics in general just affects all scorpions, which hurt a bunch of the Roman scorpion lovers, I'm sure. But to be fair, it was a little bit busted, and definitely a good balance adjustment, I think, for this civ. So both boards going to come in for both guys. Sorry. Now both boards going to come in for both guys. And then the Way is a civ I'm really not all that familiar with, other than the fact that I know that they have the Janbei Rider. So the Janbei Rider is their mounted archer. And now this unit is, I think it's, from what I've seen and heard or whatever, it's basically like a cav archer. It's a Castle Age unit. It's their version of a cav archer, so they get it in Castle Age. Works the same way there. But it fires a charge up attack. It has a charge attack that fires like a group of arrows, like 3 or 4 arrows, and then obviously just acts like a cav archer there. So they're a little bit weaker, I think, across the board, but they're much cheaper, I believe. I say I believe. I know that they are cheaper, but I think they are in fact quite a bit cheaper. So I'm curious to see if he's going to pull these out here. gurudeburdel. I'm actually, you know what? I've said that name correctly like 5 times in a row now. I'm just going to pat myself on the back there because that's that's a crazy name to just get right the first time. Gurudeburdel. It's really not that bad. You know what? Now that I'm looking at it more, it's really not that crazy. Anyway, point is, the Wei have a lot of other options as well. In fact, the Zhanbei get more HP when they're in Imperial Age. So they lose a little bit of their trade-off weakness that you might think they have from Cav archers. But the Wei also get Tiger Cav. Tiger Cavalry is an insane unit. It's a ridiculously insane unit, in my opinion. They gain HP and they gain attack when defeating military units. And they are, as it says, exceptionally strong versus ranged soldiers. They have a ridiculous amount of pierce armor. I don't have the number off the top of my head, but they have a lot of pierce armor. And they're super strong versus ranged units. And they get more powerful the longer they fight. It's a bonkers unit. I don't know how expensive they are. I'm assuming they're pretty expensive to trade off for their power. But this is one of the new civs, so it wouldn't surprise me if the devs are kind of missing stuff here. Okay, so back to the actual gameplay here. So stable now going to come in for the Wei player. Gurudeburdel gonna go for a stable here in the feudal age, and MichaelPick putting a market and blacksmith down and heavy on berries. So this definitely looks like we're gonna see castle age pretty quick from the player in green here. Now, what could be interesting, well, I guess thinking through the red phosphorus strategy like we saw in the first game with MichaelPick and Aurico? I think it was Aurico. I want to say Aurelianite, but that's an enemy from a different game, Risk of Rain. Anyway, point is, I don't think that strat really works for the Romans. They get the Centurion, which is a heavy cav unit. I don't think that's particularly strong by itself to show up. It also costs food and gold, and I think quite a bit of it. So probably not a castle from MichaelPick, but another option you get when you're going for a fast castle is to get the castle up and put it in front of someone's base. So MichaelPick definitely could go for that option here. And very quick up to the castle age. So this is going to be up at 15 minutes or so, just about 15 minutes. And the scouts are going to come out from Gurudeburdel. He's going to go ahead and put a market down. He has the blacksmith. I'm going to go ahead and get all his buildings figured out early. One second. I'm going to keep an eye on this. I need to see something. Okay, sorry about that. So 3 villages going to go down here from MichaelPick. The scouts are going to find some damage. But he's a minute away from the castle age, and Gurudeburdel is nowhere near it. And it doesn't look like he has much interest in getting there very quickly. But he is nowhere near it. So he's going to be pretty surprised by this. I mean, I say that. He's going to be pretty surprised by this, other than the fact that he saw the blacksmith, he saw the market. I'm not sure if he saw all the villagers on berries, but if he sees a blacksmith in a market this early, it wouldn't surprise me if he takes that to mean fast castle. The only question is what he does with that information now. Scout's gonna come back. Now there's 4 of them. This is no loom on these villagers, so these are super susceptible to attacks from these scouts. This strategy often is one that doesn't find a ton of damage, or doesn't necessarily find a ton of damage, but is more there to annoy. Even if you're not killing villagers with this, you can deal a lot of damage by just forcing villagers to not work. They're gonna dive into the town center. Pikeman gonna see him. He's gonna lose 1 scout, and now it's there he is. And now it's knights from MichaelPick. Okay, so night production going to begin now for MichaelPick. And the difference here is pretty stout between a knight and a scout. But Gurudeburdle's done a pretty good job of walling up his base. The scout's going to come in here and try to just fight the knight. But the knight does have a hill, I believe, there, and a second one's going to come in. So these scouts are going to die. And now, MichaelPick is the one with the military presence. Gurudeburdle doing a good job of putting early house walls up to protect his wood villagers, as well as on this side. Wow. Okay, so really well played from Gurudeburdle. MichaelPick's just... he's going to get in there, and he's going to see that he can't deal a lot of damage at this stage of the game. So if MichaelPick sees this... he's going to see, okay, he's heavy eco, and, is there a hole there? Oh, there's a hole! I don't know if he broke something, or if there was already a hole there, but there is a hole. And wait a second, is there a hole in the wood line as well? I think there might be. I think there might be a hole in the wood line, but MichaelPick is not going to go for it, at least not yet. He's going to try to just hit this house, but 2 villagers working on it. It's going to stay alive for the time being. So heavy walls here from Gurudeburdle, really well played. And continuing to just mess up his economy. Solid villager lead now, 40 villagers versus 28. I mean, this was a fast castle from MichaelPick, so that's the biggest reason here, right? As long as MichaelPick can keep up his villager production now, he should be able to catch up, maybe put a second TC down. Being in the castle age this early versus your opponent gives you a lot of advantages. But knights, oh no, for Gurudeburdle, he's going to lose some villagers here. The knights are going to find a hole. Oh no, this is huge. This is going to be a lot of damage. This is going to hurt really bad for MichaelPick, from MichaelPick. But Spearmen now, for Gurudeburdle, they're going to micro right through the knights, just passing. And the villagers all are going to die. 11 vill kills for these 3 knights. But it's enough Spearmen to deal with these guys, right? Good grief. Okay, 1 going to survive, 2 going to survive. And maybe to find another villager kill here. Yes, they're going to find another villager kill. I mean, this is why you see that Knight counters Spearmen, right? The Spearmen do deal bonus damage, but... oh, barely stays alive. Okay, so another Knight going to come in for MichaelPick. He's going to see if he can just seal the deal on this poor villager bleeding again. But that's really good damage for MichaelPick. That's going to hurt Gurudeburdle a lot. Gurudeburdle moving forward with the scouts. He's going to see what he can do out here. But no blacksmith upgrades for either. And still no loom for MichaelPick. You can vill fight, but without loom, even just scouts can deal a lot of damage to your villagers. The knight now from MichaelPick is going to be able to protect. He's going to chase his scouts off. And knight production is going to continue from MichaelPick. Okay, so Gurudeburdle just sitting tight, trying to get build production up. MichaelPick tied the villager count just about, excuse me, just about with those villager kills. But Gurudeburdle still in a happy position. I mean, okay, loom now coming in for MichaelPick. He's listening. He's listening in the past. I mean, so more knights going to come up. And now a forward villager. What I'd like to see here from MichaelPick is a siege workshop to be able to help these knights out, because they really can't do a whole lot against Gurudeburdle's base. But I say that... oh no, there's no hole there. Sorry, okay, so Gurudeburdle did seal the hole. However, with knights, you can just run around. Look at this. Just passing. MichaelPick's going to get into Gurudeburdle's wood economy again with this knight. And there's still a hole. Oh no, brutal for Gurudeburdle. He's going to lose a lot of villages again. And a lot of downtime just from that. Yeah, Gurudeburdle panicking a tiny bit. He had a lot of resources to deal with. He clicked up the castle age. And now the resources collected is just back to tied. MichaelPick about to take a lead there, as he does have the villager lead now. So MichaelPick going to finish up his walls. And a forward siege workshop now from him. Knights counter Spearmen. Under the town center, though, it's going to be a different story. Excuse me. Knight running laterally. I was going to say you could just run him around this way, but you'll lose your knight if you go that way. So MichaelPick is going to lose his knight under there, but still a lot of villagers doing nothing from gurudeburdel. And good grief. I mean, it's just such a strong unit when you're dealing with feudal age opposition. Now gurudeburdle's got to find something to do with these villagers. They're going to disperse out to their farms. But he's low on wood. He's low on wood, and it's not going to be able to catch up with these. He does have horse scholar, so that's going to help him a little bit with the food department. And scorpions now for MichaelPick. Okay, so the Roman cheaper scorpions are going to start to come into play now. Second stable going to come up for MichaelPick. And honestly, the only reason I would think you might be able to afford that as the Romans, the only reason I would think you might be able to afford that at all. Wow, okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is different. Sorry. So, Haguang cavalry got to come out from gurudeburdel. So it has more damage, it has more melee armor, and more pierce armor, and only a little bit less health. What am I missing here? That's an insane unit. I know the knight costs 60 and 70 food and gold, I believe. So I'm real curious. Real curious to know what the cost is there, because that's a really strong unit. MichaelPick now putting a lot of pressure down on gurudeburdle's base. Two seconds, gonna respond here. Let me just pause 2 seconds. I'm gonna respond to one of these guys. Okay, back into it. So mass scorpions from MichaelPick forward. And gurudeburdel, he's got such a secure base, but it means he can't get out without exposing much of his economy. And if MichaelPick sees this group of villagers on gold, it could spell doom for them. Gurudeburdle's going to see the scorpions coming around. He's going to have to move again. He's going to have to move off of that cursed wood line. And MichaelPick does know that there's gold down here. And he knows gurudeburdle's not on this gold. So well played from him. You come around to this side. And gurudeburdle's, it's going to be unfortunate. He's going to lose these villagers. Or run away with him. Yeah, that's a smart call. So he's backing off, but gurudeburdel getting a mangonel out. He's just under so much pressure now. Even with the Haguang cavalry. Do they have... Wait, do they only have one of these flags? Oh, it's flags. I thought it was the wings like the hussar. That is a super cool looking unit. I love that. Especially in pink. It's the best color in the game. But lots of scorpions now in production from MichaelPick. He's got 20 on wood. He's making sure that he can afford that. The Haguang are going to do a lot of damage against these knights. They're going to be able to deal with them very easily, but with scorpions behind and the numbers from MichaelPick, I don't know. MichaelPick running into the town center, under the town center rather, and the scorpion's going to be able to shoot from outside of the wall, but I don't like this fight from MichaelPick. He's going to lose these units. Okay, I totally lied. He's going to lose one, and the Haguang are going to go down from gurudeburdel. Gurudeburdle's biggest advantage right now is that he has that heavy cavalry unit. He's going to garrison the town center, so the knight's going to take a lot of damage. Pikemen now going to come out from MichaelPick. Still no blacksmith upgrades from either player. And the Haguang going to kill... excuse me, the Haguang going to kill this scorpion very easily. And now gurudeburdel has the numbers to be able to fight off these knights, pressuring his base down. On the other hand, MichaelPick still with... Okay, so not scorpion production, but he has 5 sitting out here, and he's got pikemen coming out now. And still knight production going. Tons on wood here from MichaelPick. Monastery from gurudeburdel. And this is the right play. I mean, listen, you absolutely have to go for a monastery. You see knights, you make a monastery. It's like the second name of Age of Empires. But without gold, you can't do that. And gurudeburdel has been off of both golds. Unfortunate forward gold for him here, and then a bad side gold here for secondary gold as well. And he does not know about... He does know about this gold, but that's even worse. That's an even worse option over here. So smart play from gurudeburdel. He's going to put a town center out here. It's going to be on gold, and it's going to be on wood. He's going to be able to get access to those crucial resources at this stage in the game. But now, MichaelPick is in. He's got knights, pikemen to protect the scorpions, and scorpion production coming in again as well. If the scorpions can get around to here, into this wood line, I mean, it's just not looking pretty for gurudeburdel. Any way you look at it. He's been forced to go into this pocket with these guys. So 800 food and 800 wood in the bank. Oh, I mean, this is just really well played. Honestly, I like this game a lot from gurudeburdel, but there was just such an unfortunate hole in this wood line. What can you do? I mean, that's another hole, another one. Oh, another hole in the wood line from gurudeburdel. He's gonna delete the house just to try to get the villagers out fast enough. But there's so many alleys here. The knight's gonna deal so much damage. And now the town center is gonna fill up. The scorpions range the town center, so I mean, he has no choice but to repair this or just abandon it. Second stable now from gurudeburdel. And the knight's gonna just go under the town center. They don't care. They're gonna go down to these villagers and the town center fire. Pikeman running under as well, so MichaelPick also pretty distracted. He's gonna lose villagers to the town center. Sorry, he's gonna lose a lot of units to the town center. And now gurudeburdel with a mangonel. Okay, so he's got a mangonel out, and there are no knights now for MichaelPick. This is, good grief, it's 8 scorpions, 7. This number could drop really quickly if he's not looking. This mangonel is a beautiful play. Oh no, oh man, I thought that was gonna flatten all of them. Scorpions are gonna move forward now. But he's going to lose all of them. He's going to lose all of his scorpions to this one mangonel. Beautifully played from gurudeburdel. Wow, really well done there. Getting rid of all of the scorpions. And now, Janbei Riders, I didn't even see this until just now. So Janbei Rider is going to pressure MichaelPick's economy. His wood line's completely under fire here from these guys. And there's a beautiful little hill here for him to be able to deal more damage on if he wants to from gurudeburdel. But the town center is going to go down back here, and it's going to kind of protect this area. Mangonel's not going to move out from gurudeburdel. Never mind. They're going to walk back. So pikemen, can we see where this is rallied to? It looks like MichaelPick has the pikemen rallied over here, just making them automatically attack this blacksmith, and then run in by themselves once they see other stuff. So pikemen are going to go down. Another stable now for MichaelPick. MichaelPick now on stone. Okay, wow. I mean, I was ready to say it was GG's for gurudeburdel, but this one mangonel just did so much damage to MichaelPick's army that gurudeburdel now has a place to stand. I think it's less HP. I think it's less HP that they have. I mean, they do get more in Castle Age, but I think that's what makes them not quite as strong as regular Cav Archers. Is the fact that they have less HP. And maybe they don't move. I don't know. Maybe they have less range. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head. But you see these 2 or 3 or 4 arrows come out in that charge attack. It's a really strong attack when you first get it out. But the knight's going to come in from MichaelPick. The mangonel's going to go down. The heroic mangonel is going to meet its demise. Sorry, excuse me. Meet its demise. And the knight's going to find more damage. I mean, at this point, there's still a hole. You could run in through MichaelPick. Lacking the Cav armor upgrades, The Knights still going down pretty easily to town center fire, and even a few Jambé riders like this are going to be able to deal with them with the mobility that they have with relative ease. But a second siege workshop, lots of forward military production here from MichaelPick. MichaelPick now almost done enough to make a castle, and you gotta wonder if gurudeburdel sees this, these villagers die, but they're gonna stop short. This is a crazy game. This is a crazy game. gurudeburdel, huge disadvantage in military. He's got much less economy, but he's managed to hang on so well in this game. He's keeping up villager production. He's on 2 TCs. It's just that he's taking a lot of damage. Right? That's the biggest problem for him right now, is he's taking a lot of damage, and he's going for zombie riders against a civ that makes scorpions, which counters cav archers. These 2 villagers are looking mighty suspicious from MichaelPick. The Knight gonna try to rush in and take out the mangonel, but that's a lot of damage now from gurudeburdel. Speaking of a lot, this is a ton of villagers sitting here. They're gonna all move back probably to this wood line. And speaking of lots, again, lots of scorpions from MichaelPick. So he's massing really well here, but he now has 850 stone, more than enough needed to make a castle. And he has villagers right here on one of gurudeburdle's main wood lines. That would be a brutal castle to put down, but I mean, you gotta think if you're MichaelPick, I can't put one down with 2 villagers. There's no way. Yeah, okay, so MichaelPick's gonna try to for the castle. Over here, it's gonna cover the stone, but it's not gonna pressure any of, oh wow, oh, huge shots from the mangonels. Knight's gonna try to rush in and take care of these. They're gonna dodge the first bout of the attacks from the Jambé riders, and 1 mangonel will go down, but that's a lot of scorpions dead. These villagers trying to path out to the gold, but good grief, the mangonels from gurudeburdel have just decimated the scorpions from MichaelPick, and now there are no scorpions, soon to be no knights to protect this castle from going up, which gurudeburdel will see. He's paying attention. He's going to see that castle start to go up. And even though it doesn't directly attack his wood line or it's not on his gold, it's still going to be a problem. A castle in your base is never fun. The mangonel is going to go down and the castle is absolutely going to go up. MichaelPick soon going to have enough for a second castle. I mean, he's just going to be able to put another one here if he wants to and shoot the town center down with it. gurudeburdel not looking in a good position here. What, can this go away? Okay, thank you. Okay, so a town center now from MichaelPick. Third TC now from gurudeburdel. This is 3 TCs at home for MichaelPick, 1 forward, so MichaelPick already has a significant villager lead, is going to be able to keep that going. But gurudeburdel is just refusing to die. MichaelPick not able to, not seeming to be able to find that nail in the coffin. He's picked up one of his blacksmith upgrades. Knight going to go down from gurudeburdel. Second knight's going to go down from gurudeburdel. Does MichaelPick see the third? Third monk going to go down from gurudeburdel. Brutal. 300 gold down the drain. Hey, that's brutal to see. I mean, knights in your base. MichaelPick is losing a lot of these units. That's the thing. Keep in mind that he's losing a lot of these units because they're running under town centers. They're getting shot by the Jambé riders, etc. But they're causing a lot of havoc. They're causing panic. They're getting damage dealt before they die. And they're causing a ton of idle economy. I don't know where that is. Idle eco. Idle eco is twice the amount from MichaelPick. From gurudeburdel as MichaelPick. And so the resources collected are significantly higher from MichaelPick. Again, finding this poor wood line with these knights. MichaelPick just putting a second castle down. This is going to pressure the town center here from gurudeburdel. And now as Mainwind under pressure again from these scorpions. Castle will go down that MichaelPick tried to put. on gurudeburdel wood line. But his third one over here is also under pressure. MichaelPick hitting from 3 different directions. As soon as this castle goes up, gurudeburdel, this is just a dire situation. This is not where you want to be. Yeah. Neo, if you're talking about gurudeburdel buying stone to put his own castle down, yeah, I mean, you know, you got to, right? You have to have a castle at some point. You need something like that. If he had put a castle down around here, he'd be able to take the gold. He'd protect his wood lines. It would have solved a lot of issues for him. But where is stone? Stone is way forward. Stone is way out here. So not enough, nowhere to get stone, rather. So to your point, yeah, he's got to buy it. But with what gold? Only until recently has he been able to get access to the gold over here. And now the gold over here, well, now the gold over here is still under pressure. Just a rough situation. He's gonna try to drop a town center over here again as his third one gets destroyed back here. MichaelPick is going to go for the tried and true triple back of your enemy's base stable. And the mangonels, oh no, the mangonels, scorpions from MichaelPick. I mean, this is a desperation move from gurudeburdel. You have to try something if you're not going to call it, but it's just not looking too good at all for him right now. Jumbe Riders, I was going to say putting MichaelPick's base under pressure, but there's nothing much that they can do. MichaelPick walled up back here. Town center's going to go down. This town center did go up. Incredibly, did go up for gurudeburdel. And the villager does die. So the second and third stable sadly are not successful for MichaelPick. Interesting call there on the triple stable move. You gotta respect it. Now double the villager count for MichaelPick. And this game is everything but over at this point. MichaelPick, if he wanted to, he could just sit back, boom, get up to Imperial Age. But the only thing stopping him from winning this game, I think, is gurudeburdel just not hitting the resign button. It's just brutal. I mean, you gotta feel for him. Merce, this is game 1 of MichaelPick's Playle 2 versus gurudeburdel. So this is game 1. So far, MichaelPick, I mean, surely taking the victory here. If gurudeburdel comes back and wins this game, well, wow. That would be incredible. I think we're losing... Uh-oh. We might be losing a little bit of connection on the stream. I think we're good now. Nope. Nope, maybe not. Checking a couple things. No, not downloading in the background. Good, okay. Okay, I think we're green again. Yeah, MichaelPick, if you didn't hear that, I may have cut out there. MichaelPick played really well here. Fast castle knights as the Romans, able to get pressure on really early. But now gurudeburdel has the monks, finally has the monks that are not dying. He's got to be breathing a sigh of relief that his monks are actually surviving now, and he's going to get some conversions. So gurudeburdel just refusing to die here, and he's now got some resources. He may be able to buy up to a castle. To your point, Neo, he may be able to buy up to a castle and put one down. But I mean, light cavalry coming in now for MichaelPick. He can make rams. He is making rams, quite a lot of them. I don't see a way back for gurudeburdel. I think it's amazing, honestly, that he survived this far and looked this good doing it, however scrappy it's been. But I don't know. I just don't know what the way back is for him at this point in the game. MichaelPick dropping a third castle. This is gonna shoot down the town center here in the middle, the original one from gurudeburdel. And now there's a battering ram full of pikemen hitting his town center. And if it wasn't bad enough, a mangonel just, oh gosh, hitting his villagers super hard. The pikemen are going to finish him off. An extra ram or two And the castle, easily going to kill this thing. Gurudeburdel refusing to call it here. Honestly, I would be thinking the same thing. You know, it's like you have a massive villager lead. You've played super well so far. It's like what am I messing up, right? How could I how am I losing right now? But the quickness of the knights from MichaelPick and the consistency of the pressure that he was able to put on, just brutal for Gurudeburdel. 5 more stables now being put down from MichaelPick. And, well, okay, I see why. I just looked up at the resources. MichaelPick floating 1,500 gold. Sorry, food. He's going to go ahead and start spamming light cavalry. 17 in the queue immediately. MichaelPick putting a safe castle back here, covering the gold. This is a smart move. I mean, you have to do this at some point. This is a smart move, just in case. It doesn't hurt. And it's going to protect the gold back there. Wow, Ram actually just smacking the mangonel to pieces. John Bay Riders trying to do their due diligence, but it's just not going to be enough. I mean, Gurudeburdel soon, I mean, now, actually, wow, twice. He's going to have plenty of stone. He's going to be able to put a castle down. He's going to be able to put a second castle down, especially since he's using every single villager he has to build this. He's using all of them. All 51 villagers. And the light cav are just going to eat. They're just going to eat. And they do have looms, so they're not going to die quite as fast, but there's no way this many villagers can get there to repair, to make it. I mean, he's spam clicking on the castle. He wants this thing to go up. It's now 38 villagers. So, yikes. 13 villager kills there from MichaelPick. And more to come. I mean, good grief. He can afford it too. That's the thing. Like, he can afford to leave these under the castle. Gurudeburdel gonna try to put another one down. Sorry, that's not pink. That's green. So MichaelPick, he says, you make castle, I make castle too. MichaelPick gonna put a castle up on this hill. And everything Gurudeburdel has is up here. Nothing on food. This is last ditch effort. Absolutely. I mean, the villagers are just dying. It's a slaughter. And Gurudeburdel decides to finally tap out. Ralph, really well played from MichaelPick. You have to give him credit. Getting the castle age timing super quick, getting the knights out, and the consistent pressure, finding the hulls in the wood line, finding the villager kills, finding usefulness, finding value from the knights, is really well played from MichaelPick. But you gotta, I mean, if you're Gurudeburdel, again, it's like, how did I lose? You know, he has such a clean economy. He has a closed base. And to be honest, the turning point was, well, he has a forward gold. He has a horrible secondary gold. And there's a hole in both of his wood lines. I mean, what are you going to do? If you don't catch that, it's going to hurt so bad. So really well played from MichaelPick. And game 1 is going to go green. We're going to see if we can pull up game 2 real quick. Turn to replays. Yes, thank you. All right, game 2. Wow, I'm going to need some water here pretty soon. Good grief. All right. Whoa, what am I doing? Okay, game 2. Here for the Group K group stage. This is round 1 for these 2 players, and game 2 in this Play L2 series set. So we are on. No one knows the map. Is this Kawasan or Jungle Swamp? Or I wish I knew the map. Castle Age usually just shows it down. What is this? I don't want to click something that I don't need to click. Castle Age usually shows the map down here, so I apologize. Wait a second. Oh, it's been there the whole time. It's Morass. Okay, so playing on Morass, we have gurudeburdel playing as the Burgundians here in the pink, and MichaelPick playing as the Sicilians in the green again. Okay, so we stayed colors. Love it. All right, so gurudeburdel. I mean, in this situation, you're going into game 2, and it's game 1, right? The game 1 you just lost. You're thinking, I just spent an hour in this, and I should have won, right? Like, there's no way I could have lost that. And then MichaelPick comes out of here with the Castle Age, the Night Rush, and he loses essentially to a hole in his wood line. 2 holes in both wood lines, or sorry, 1 hole in both wood lines, and bad gold positioning. I mean, you can't just say map win, right? MichaelPick played really well there, but it's tough. I mean, that is tough. I can see myself getting really, really frustrated over a game like that. You can tell he wanted to stay in it for longer. You can absolutely tell he wanted to stay in it for longer. See if he could finger hold, toe hold, fingernail grip, really, claw his way back out of that hole that he was in. Because he had a villager lead, right? He had such a huge lead in Feudal Age going into Castle Age. And then the damage MichaelPick was able to get was just crippling. So you got to wonder about his mentality coming into game 2, right? This is a tournament stage, so it's not like this is for all the marble. This isn't for the entire tournament. This is the group stage where you're scoring points to decide where you get placed in the bracket. So this isn't the end, right? But it's competitive, and it's more competitive than ranked play. So gurudeburdel coming into this game on Morass, this is his home map, so he's going to feel a little more comfortable, a little more confident on this. And hopefully that offsets maybe some frustration that he has from the first game. I'm excited to see how this goes. Okay, so 2 boar and MichaelPick watching here. No sheep on this map. Gotcha. Yikes. Yeah. Okay, I see. So MichaelPick definitely trying to find some and is not finding any. And as his home map is Arabia, you got to wonder, okay, what's he thinking? Like, how am I supposed to do this without sheep? Am I missing something? So 2 boar. Let me just make sure I'm not missing something. Okay, so 2 boar each. And fish in the I see. Okay, so wow, shore fish all up in the middle. Lots and lots and lots of food. I mean, this is a ton of food here in the middle of the map, but on fish. So this is maybe a comeback game here for gurudeburdel. He's gonna kind of throw his opponent off guard with this map. MichaelPick, he knows Arabia really well, right? Everyone knows the map really well, and that's the downside. MichaelPick may know it really well, and it may give him an advantage because he feels really comfortable on it, maybe. But it doesn't put his opponent at a direct disadvantage because of the map. So gurudeburdel, however, on the other hand, he's gonna have a direct advantage to one point or another on MichaelPick here because he knows this map. It's his home map, and MichaelPick maybe doesn't know it as well. He does not have any fish going right now, and villagers have killed the boar and they don't know what to do, so he's going to berries. But this is not enough berries, right? This is 600 food. So it may be putting MichaelPick in an awkward position. All right, responding to a couple things. I'm going to zoom out and let the the Dark Age continue on. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm back. And yeah, so berries for MichaelPick. You know what? You know what? Gold for gurudeburdel. Excuse me. Nothing much happening yet in the Dark Age. I'm going to just let the game play and let the players speak for themselves in their gameplay for a second, because my throat is killing me. I made a couple adjustments to the stream. We keep dropping frames, so I'm trying to make sure that that does not continue to happen. But we're definitely dropping frames. Okay, so I didn't even go over the civs here. So Bulgarians, if it's not clear already, Bulgarians infamous for men-at-arms rushing, because they get, you know what, 2 seconds. Okay, so this is still, I'm gonna pause. Sorry, you guys are not missing anything. I'm trying to get this to where I'm not dropping frames. All right, sorry, 2 seconds. Let's swap over. Okay, let's give this a shot. I think we're looking a little bit better. Okay, so really quickly, Bulgarians, gurudeburdel, clearly he knows about this. So the Bulgarians get automatic militia upgrades. So they get them for free, which means as soon as he hits feudal age, any militia he has or makes are automatically turned into man-at-arms. MichaelPick saying he killed my Dark Age villager. I definitely did not see that. But, okay, Dark Age villager down for MichaelPick. So Bulgarians really strong at this this rush early. But then the Sicilians do something similar, but with a much different unit. They get these sergeants. And these sergeants are made from the donjon. And the donjon can make sergeants. And these sergeants can make more donjons. Okay, so this is the strength of this unit. MichaelPick definitely going for this strategy. He's going to have the donjons, which are going to protect his economy back here. The militiamen, sorry, the men-at-arms aren't going to find a lot of value. But they're both in feudal age now. And I'm getting confused. I am usually pink. I almost always play pink. And so seeing pink on the map, I keep wanting to say I am doing this or I am doing that, but it's not even me, it's gurudeburdel. Okay, so gurudeburdel, he's gonna kill, I forget what did he kill? He killed the sergeants, so they look like the same unit. So sergeant's down for MichaelPick. He's gonna send one forward again. And more in production as well. But 600 gold in the bank for gurudeburdel. He's got a lot on gold at the moment. And nothing really to spend gold on. So on the other side of the spectrum, 1 on gold from MichaelPick. He's lacking a lot. He is putting a mining camp down in his own gold. So MichaelPick relying mostly on farms for his food, whereas gurudeburdel, with these exposed villagers, able to just keep fishing. And I do believe that villagers that are gathering from a shorefish, that is to say fishermen, is that right? They're literally, no, they don't get a title. Oh wait, maybe they get a title in-game, because they don't get a title in Capture Age. Okay, anyway, my point is, excuse me, that I believe they gather fish faster, is my point. I'm pretty sure farmers are second fastest or so, and then fishermen are the fastest, maybe by a little bit, but it is faster. So if you have 10 villagers gathering fish food and 10 villagers gathering farm food, the fish food villagers are going to gather food faster. As you can see, more resources collected here from gurudeburdel. It's not a ton, but that is a number, and it's going to be a help. A part of that, though, I wonder if it's this gold. He's got 900 gold in the bank. And again, nothing to spend it on. I mean, he's trying to make a market, probably just to solve that problem right there. But the men-at-arms in the feudal age absolutely do beat the sergeants. Even though they have more melee armor, they deal less damage than the men-at-arms. And gurudeburdel getting housed. And more production of men-at-arms from gurudeburdel. So he's committing to this. And he has now bought a lot of resources, and he's going to be able to buy, literally he's going to be able to buy up to the castle age. So that's one way to spend your gold, right? That makes a lot of sense. He's going to buy the food necessary to click up to the castle age. But MichaelPick also is going to be able to click up real soon here. He's going to put his, I thought that, okay, no, so blacksmith is going to go down, excuse me. And the blacksmith will complete as the men-at-arms swarm out and the villagers come back out to put a mill down. So this is a really interesting map. I think this is super neat. It forces some really interesting play. It's super hard to defend this. You can't just wall around it like you would be able to do a wood line very easily. But it incentivizes getting to there because you want the villagers to be on fish for food. But props to MichaelPick. He's made it work without it. Stable now for gurudeburdel. The Burgundians get the conic. Yep. So the Burgundians get this unit, which is it's heavy cavalry. But when it dies, basically its rider gets back up. The horse dies and the rider gets back up and keeps fighting. It's a super cool unit. It can create a lot of value because you're essentially getting 2 lives. And the unit type changes, right? So if pikemen kill your conics, then your conics, the conic riders get up, and now suddenly the pikemen are countered by the conic riders on the ground, not riding the horse, but on the ground. Anyway, you get the idea. Longswordsman instantly gonna come in. Wow. Okay, longswordsman instantly gonna come in for a gurudeburdel, but I can't imagine he's gonna spend a whole lot more time making the militia line because he is now going for knights. He's picking up bloodlines. He's committing to the upgrades for that. So most likely gonna see more cavalry now from gurudeburdel. Something interesting to note about the sergeant. That's a house, not a unit. My bad. Second TC instantly gonna hit for gurudeburdel. He wants to boom. Something to note about the sergeant, if I can find one, they automatically get upgraded in the castle age, so they don't get another name or anything, but they do get their stats increased pretty significantly. So it's 8 attack and 4 melee armor, and the longswordsman, for reference, gets 9 attack and 1 melee armor. So they are very strong, excuse me, against other melee units. In fact, against knights, I mean, in mass, they probably aren't even going to be that bad. But that's, I'm really curious to see how that's going to go. gurudeburdel, 10 villages in queue. Wow, okay, from Anyway, this doesn't really matter. They're both making villagers at the point. He doesn't want to fall behind this game. He doesn't want to fall behind. He's walling up very well. He's got the hill on his town center, which I just noticed, actually, your town center spawn on a hill. It's pretty neat. So gurudeburdl's really going to make an effort here. He's going to play adapting. He's going to try to adapt early. He's got the knights out. He's got monks. And now MichaelPick is going to see the knights from gurudeburdel. He's going to see the forging upgrade as well. 75, 120 HP. I'm really curious. I'm really curious as to what the how the sergeant fares against the knight. I mean, it deals less damage, and the knight deals damage against infantry. So I'm sure in one-on-one the knight wins, but the sergeant just has so much armor against melee. MichaelPick sergeant's trying to half around these units, and wow, they are tanky. They are tanky. But yeah, the knight's gonna be able to mop them up pretty easily. And now gurudeburdel has a pretty distinct advantage, although on the right side here, MichaelPick has 2 siege workshops. He's gonna make scorpions, and the donjons are gonna start to come up on the right side. The sergeants, as we said before, can actually build this building, and it costs stone, but MichaelPick's on stone, so he's going to be able to creep with these a little bit. MichaelPick moving forward with the sergeants. He's going to try to find some damage here. He's going to go ahead and back off and try to put another donjon down, but it's a little too late, and now the units are in. He's going to lose that stone if he doesn't delete that donjon, and the knights are in on the scorpions. We're going to get the kills. So the sergeants are going to fight from under the cover of the donjon, but since it can make sergeants, he's got backup right here. Right, it's brutal. It's such a strong strat. Now Pikeman now in the fishing villagers' bases, and an unfinished donjon right here, still waiting to be made. MichaelPick is gonna move forward with the monk. Or he's gonna move forward with the sergeants. Try to kill the monks. One will go down. 2 will go down? No. Maybe? Yes. 3 will go down. Okay. MichaelPick's gonna come back with these sergeants, and yeah, he's gonna go ahead and try to finish up this town center. The thing is, look at the resources from gurudeburdel. He has so much that he can spend and so much he can do. He has a lot of options here. He's gonna continue longswordsman and knight production. And I mean, I don't hate it, but oh yeah, I don't hate it. That's basically all I'm trying to say there. This donjon is going to get denied a 3rd time. And might get taken out. The longswordsmen stay on it. They'd be able to kill it pretty easily as it's not in range of this one. MichaelPick lacking fleshing, so these donjons aren't dealing a terrible amount of damage immediately, and they do not, they do lack that range that fletching gives. Third TC now from gurudeburdel, and MichaelPick going for his 2nd back at home. And the donjon's just being an absolute pain. gurudeburdel doesn't have the farming that MichaelPick does, and so his pressure on the fishermen rather up on the morass is being a pain. It's no doubt a pain, but he's massing a lot of knights. He's massing a lot of longswordsmen, and now the ram's going to come out of the siege workshop. Scorpion's still being made from MichaelPick, so he's not going to have a lot to be able to deal with these things, and the donjon's going to go down. Ram's gonna be able to take out these dungeons with ease. Okay, I totally lied. I keep forgetting the sergeants can make, sorry, the dungeons can make these units. So the Rams are gonna be able to be countered by that, and the Knights having to path around the little pawns here. But a Ram will get in, and that's the only tile available right there. So unless MichaelPick rallies the Sergeant out this side, yeah, he's not going to be able to protect it. So the dungeons will go down. MichaelPick putting his third TC over here on the gold. And gurudeburdel going for his fourth TC here on the berries. Okay, so gurudeburdel, he's got to be happy with his position. Wheelbarrow comes in. He's got a great economy. He knows he's got a great economy. Everybody says it's economy. It's a great economy. I messed it up. But he's got a great economy. He's going to start to back up with the farms. He's going to start to get on stone. He's got to feel good about his position here. Sorry, okay, he's got to feel good about his position here. He's got a great economy going back on here. MichaelPick going for his fourth TC as well. So he's got to be confident in this, and he has a great unit composition. He's got monks, long swordsmen. He's got Rams already on the field, and quite a bit of knights. One gripe with both of these players so far is that they're both lacking blacksmith upgrades. gurudeburdel has picked up forging, but he's got so many melee units on the field, and only having forging 35 minutes into the game hurts. gurudeburdel finding a hole in MichaelPick's base this time. He's going to be able to creep in, but Pikeman is now out for MichaelPick, and the Knights are just not going to be able to find a ton of damage with the instant garrison there for MichaelPick. So, note to self, Dr. Pepper actually does smooth your voice down really, really, really well. MichaelPick going for another dungeon rush. The long swordsmen are going to find it. He's going to take it out. I believe he deleted that. I think he got the stone back. At this point, what I'd like to see from MichaelPick is just a forward castle. Just put a castle down. Or you know what? Forget that. Oh, wow. Okay, scorpions. Wow, scorpions on gurudeburdle's berry villagers back here. Didn't even see that. And these long swordsmen are going to go down. So MichaelPick still has an option to do some sneaky stuff with these sergeants. But gurudeburdle is going to go for a defensive castle here. It's going to cover his gold, to cover his farming. It's just going to block units from being able to get through here. MichaelPick's going to have a dungeon, and he's going to see this, no doubt. Yep. So it's just a mess of melee units from both. Now, Connix could come out from this castle. At this point in the game, I wouldn't even worry about it. I didn't see this. Wow, how did I not see this? gurudeburdel has clicked up to the Imperial Age, and no duh, he has a ton of resources, 100 villagers. So he's going to be in Imperial Age. He's going to be able to make catapults, trebuchets, sorry, and MichaelPick is going to be in deep doo-doo. He's going to be in a lot of trouble once Imperial Age hits. Very few villager kills here from both. It's just in a war of attrition, a war of military attrition, I guess. But the vast majority of kills going for gurudeburdel as far as military goes. And now a castle on the right side, gonna protect more gold and stone. gurudeburdel doing a great job this game of just taking map control, keeping up the military production, keeping a bigger army on the field. twice the value, twice the gold value on the field for gurudeburdel. So it's a much stronger army. However, it's monks and cav, and MichaelPick has the ability to make sergeants, and he has a lot of pikemen coming out. So MichaelPick gonna go ahead and castle up here. He can take the berries, he can take the gold, and it's going to also pressure this gold. Now MichaelPick, if MichaelPick rather gets fletching and gets barbed bodkin arrow, he would be able to pressure this entire gold line with this castle. He's gonna find some kills with that castle by itself. The knight's gonna run in, trying to get to the trebuchet, but the knights, sorry, the pike's gonna run in trying to get the trebuchet, but they are going to get slaughtered by the knights and the castle fire. And now trebuchet here, 1 billion sergeants in queue for MichaelPick. Again, both players lacking blacksmith upgrades. gurudeburdel in Imperial H now and does not have blacksmith upgrades. MichaelPick is going to have to play for Imperial or just rush Castle Age here. But the problem is the unit composition from gurudeburdel, I think, is strong enough that going full Castle Age for MichaelPick is not really an option at this stage in the game. gurudeburdel has such a huge army. Yeah, 4 scouts, not going to be enough. The sergeants are going to try to get in. But the pathing just... well, the pathing is just brutal. They target the ram instead. And even the ram survives. Now MichaelPick continuing villager production. But made mangonels back here instead of rams, and so they're not going to be much of a danger to this castle. They're going to be stuck there. They actually cannot move without getting shot down. But they will be able to pressure this gold. However, the Conics will be able to get in from gurudeburdel and take out the mangonels with relative ease. This is such a cool unit. See, that's actually sick. Wow, 12 damage. They're strong. 120 HP, and then when it dies, you have a dismounted Conic with 45 HP. So it's a weaker unit, but you still get one. Now, defensive castle here from MichaelPick as he's going up to the Imperial Age. So for MichaelPick now, it's just a matter of can he make it? Can he make this work for longer? Right? He wants to be able to extend this and get his own trebuchets out to have a better chance of making it here. But again, the economy difference is just huge. The economy difference is massive. gurudeburdel has such a strong economy back here. 4 TCs, 110 villagers now. The only bad thing about gurudeburdle's economy, 73 villagers on food. Okay, there you go. Sorry, wood. 56 on wood still. 61. So a little bit of unbalance there. That's just going to come from not being able to pay attention to it. It's going to pull a lot off to get on this gold. Now MichaelPick picking up some upgrades and skirmishers. That's not MichaelPick. Again, pink. I don't know why it's confusing me so much. I'm realizing I made a mistake because I'm a silly boy. Let me fix this. There we go. Mistake fixed. I think. Oh, not fixed yet. Oh no, that's not what's not fixed. This is. Beautiful. Never was an issue. Okay, so skirms from gurudeburdel. I'm not really sure why. It's a ranged unit, so sure. But getting bodkin arrow before your melee upgrades is definitely a decision. And MichaelPick now. MichaelPick is going to find himself in a little bit of a Michael Pickle. Trebuchet is forcing down his castle, and he has a trebuchet of his own, but gurudeburdel has knights. I mean, there's nothing for MichaelPick here. to defend the trebuchet with, and he's housed. I mean, this is not pretty. He's gonna try to put. Never mind. MichaelPick, you need houses. The one villager on a house over here. He's not gonna be able to get any of his sergeants out that he queued up, and the knight's gonna come in, rush this trebuchet down. Unbelievable shot from MichaelPick's trebuchet, an and one as it were. But that was extremely cringe, but it literally was an and one. I mean, he shot the treb and then died. He got fouled, like he got hit, but still made the shot. So it literally was an and one. But the castle's going to go down free for MichaelPick, and he's got nothing else. He has nothing else here to be able to defend. Castle's going to go down. The treb does come out, but there's rams right there. And the rams will be able to kill the trebuchet, and if not, wow. Then an extra shot from gurudeburdl's trebuchet. So they go 1-1. MichaelPick taps out, calls the GG. gurudeburdel getting his revenge, playing really strong here. Heavy wall, heavy economy. Really well played from gurudeburdel. He wanted that game bad. There was a little bit of panic in his economy, but other than that, really well played. He gets the army out. He keeps the army up. And even though MichaelPick was putting pressure down, the pressure wasn't really getting as much value. Certainly not as much value as his knights were in the first game. And so he was losing those units. gurudeburdel keeping his units alive and massing up the army, getting the economy up behind it to be able to just get an imp and really just force the game with imp timing, getting trebuchets out. Really well played here. Great set. This was so much fun. This is a great 2 games, and I cannot wait to see these players move on in the tournament. That was great stuff.